I'm Bruce Zimmerman, and this is the Open Line Garden Show podcast for this week. The Book of Little Hostas, 200 small, very small, and mini varieties. All hostas, and trust me, this book is great. It's done by Kathy Guest Shadrach and Michael Shadrach, and the consulting editor was Diana Grenfell. It's published by Timber Press. It was copyrighted in 2010, but, you keep looking at books and going, well, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't, but am I interested in doing that book? And, you can only read so many books before you become jaded and you don't really enjoy or see what you're actually reading. So every once in a while I take a break and don't read a book on this particular subject, which is the reason that it's taken me this long to get to this book. This book is fantastic if you are going to start collecting small hostas. Now, the reason I like this book is that the first two chapters are fairly brief. They don't go and get into long, wordy dissertations. But when it comes to chapter 3, which is how to grow and care for little hostas, absolutely fantastic. This is the main chapter, I think, of the whole book. If you thought you knew how to grow hostas, and most people do, then you still want to read this chapter. It gives you great tips, great hints on how to grow the minis and what they actually require in both soil and mulches. I like this because even though I've been growing minis for a while, and I have to say I've had moderate success, and have been doing most of the things right, even I learned a couple of things. Of course, some of the things I was just doing and never thought about, but I still realized I had done them. And where I was the most successful, I'd actually done some of these things. So, chapter 3 of this book is worth every penny you pay for it. When you get into chapter 5, it's creating a place, and by that I mean you may want to put your collection in containers, you may want to sit it amongst other hostas, you may want to put it in a set area with other rocks, stones, stone walls, etc. You may want to do living mulches. It goes over that area of what not to use as well as what to use as a living mulch amongst these mini hostas. And in my area, almost every year, Lumpsomachia aurea, the creeping prostrate Lumpsomachia, comes over winter. And normally you see it in containers as a contrast, as a trailing plant. In my garden, they can both come over in the container as well as in the ground. In fact, for some reason or other, I got a piece growing in my hardy cactus. How the Lumpsomachia got there, I have no idea. But it's golden yellow, and it makes an excellent ground cover through these minis without being too aggressive. It gets you into the idea that you can do a living mulch, you can do a stone mulch, a gravel mulch, you can do a bark mulch, and it tells you how to do all these different ones and the sizes and what to do with them. So, excellent in book and excellent information. And here's the other thing, is that it gives you accurate pictures of the 200 varieties that are covered in this book. And so you have an idea of what you can do with them, both as a collection, and you'll get pictures of them put together so they contrast. You'll get others that are just individually listed. give you all the information on a particular one so you can pick and choose what you want and where you want to put it. For many hostas, probably this is the best book I have seen because it focuses specifically on them. So if you're looking for a book on that subject, this is the book to buy. It's from Timber Press, and it was written by Kathy Guest Shadrach, Michael Shadrach, with the consulting editor of Diana Grenfell. The Book of Little Hostas, 200 small, very small, and many varieties. And if you think you can't grow them in pots, yes you can, as well as in the ground. A great, great book, well worth it. It's going to be put into my library with my other big reference books on all the hostas. I'm Bruce Zimmerman. This is the Open Line Garden Show podcast for this week.